Whoa, are you there? Are you there? Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. I had that little there. Welcome back to Carrie's Musings. How's everybody doing this great Friday afternoon? Almost the weekend. Not 1 hour, everybody be getting off on regular standard 9 to 5, but we know everybody doesn't work standard 9 to 5, so here we are. Here we are. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Yeah, I wanted to change the tune a little bit today. Talk a little bit about driving. Give a shout out to Tommy Temper there in Alberta. They saved the children's marches across Canada. I believe Oreo's shooting it too. Not shooting it, but talk about it on his stream. Need to leave the kids alone. Everybody's welcome to do whatever they want to do in their own privacy, their own home, their own situation. But don't shove it down our throats. Don't put it out to our kids. It's so sickening, all the things that they're trying to shove down our throats. And you get time, go back and watch them. You can watch them now, watch this later, whatever you want. I'm just gonna talk. Have a good time today. Maybe talk about everything. Who knows? Who knows? I'm thinking, about insurance. Thinking about insurance. How did insurance start? Well, it started out as a pirate group. They were pirates. Paid protection. You pay us so much, we'll protect you. Probably the biggest thing to start and keep the trend of pedo going on in the world, because they get the young boys and train them and call them captain boys, and being all men on ships, let your mind wander. Unfortunately, the pirates start insurance, and they become corporations. The pirates themselves give the name a bad name. Not putting off on anybody or anybody, that praised the pirates, but the pirates were a pretty nasty group back then. In fact, the worst. The worst. This is how insurance started. This is how, a lot of the black market, everything, in on the dark side of everything, it was done by pirates. So when you're doing things, remember this. That's the worst thing. I used to sell insurance, unfortunately, and I was an instructor. Florida went to that you had to have a 40-hour course to become an insurance agent, and I was one of the instructors. Even though I can't talk, I was one of the instructors. Put many people out to be pirate insurance agents, but that back in the day when they would sell policies, what they call whole life policies. They would sell them to poor people, to unfortunately inbred people, and everybody at like either 25 cents a month, or even as high as 25 cents a week, depending on what they wanted. And you go by and pick up these routes and get their change out of their little pocket that they leave on the door. If they weren't there, they'd leave their little change thing on the door for you to collect. But they say, well, you can borrow. You can borrow on this policy. Well, guess what? Yeah, you can borrow on the policy, but you got to pay it back. So let me ask you, if you're borrowing your own money, why do you have to pay back? Even now. Hey, Zero, how you doing? Good to have you here. Why should you have to borrow it and pay it back if it's your money? Yeah, they'll take it off the final payoff, but it should have been your money to begin with. Crazy. Hey, Dixie, how you doing? Good to have you. I never did understand that. And then you get the Federal Trade Commission said that you only got 1% in return. You can put your money under the mattress and make 1% by just plain inflation. So you weren't creating a savings account. Even now with the modified lives that they have, it's the same thing. You're just different scale of what they do. They might give you a little more, but they take a little more there. Your best bet when you're planning your final expenses is either to pay for it up front or pay for it a little bit of time. See how much an insurance policy is. Put half of that into a burial account and half of it into savings. And guess what? You'll have 100 times or better more than you would with an insurance policy. And it might be good to keep a little term policy, in between until you get to a certain level in your bank account where you're the people that had to put you away can get to it and put you away. You might have a little term insurance because there's no cash value to it. It just plain coverage is what it is. That's the best way to buy insurance. Just a little term policy to get you over the hump. And when you get enough, cut it off. Just do away with it. Put the rest in the bank. Keep putting it in the bank. Or whatever, 401k, whatever your savings plan is. But never use insurance as a savings plan. That's like using your income tax as a savings plan. Ain't gonna get you nothing. Ain't gonna get you a blooming thing. So people remember, an insurance neighbor guy comes up on the door knocking. Oh, I got this wonderful package for you. Get him out of there. Do him. No, I'm not gonna say it. Do him like you would a Jehovah's Witness. Not to put off on the Jehovah's Witness. Everybody knows what I mean. Hey, Chaplain, how you doing? This is the things that we put up with in life when we brought on ourselves. The way we do things, we get conditioned to a certain way, and we think, oh my goodness, we got to get whole life insurance. So if anything happens, we can borrow from it. We can borrow our own money. That's a good term, borrow my money and put it back. If I want my relatives to get the rest of it, the whole thing, I have to put it back. No. Just put it in a 401k or a savings plan or something, for a rainy day fund, whatever. You make a lot more. It's just like Social Security. If we could have put our money all in a 401k that was stable, I've had several 401ks and I don't know where any of them are. I can't find them. I've been, I know one of them I borrowed against. I didn't cash it in. And another one I did cash in. There's several more out there. One of them I was supposed to be vetted in, or vested. Vested. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. Company went defunct, so did my 401k. Probably some of you, a lot of you out there have gone through the same thing. Make sure you do it with a good, legitimate fund. It's not going to fold under with a bank or, not through your job. But a lot of your job goes side by side with it. When the job goes, so does your 401k. So does all your money they supposedly put into it. Evening there, Nobby. You had a jolly good time there? And Nobby's over in England. Best life insurance is bacon, herbs, and the Constitution. There you go. Insure yourself. Insure your body and your mind. Exactly. Exactly. There's a lot of things out there that were being taken, scammed, you know, brainwashed, say it, everything out there. But this insurance thing come to my mind today, and I thought, this is not belittling any group or anything. I'm just thinking about the pirates of insurance and how they took us for a ride, and how they're still taking us for a ride. Oh, we've been around since the 1900s. Well, we've been around since the 1800s. Well, that's the worst ones. The older they are, the worse they were. The worse they were. So think about it when you get into these things. Now we have to have car insurance. We have to have this type of insurance. We have to have accident insurance. We have to have property insurance, lightning insurance, flood insurance. Make them richer and richer and richer. If we could have put our money, instead of into Social Security, put it into something like a 401k that would bring back profit to us, a lot of us wouldn't be struggling now. When we lost our so-called 401ks, that they would be insured, not insured, but guaranteed, but they weren't. Nothing's guaranteed. They can do whatever they want because it's not really that regulated. They act like they're regulated, but they don't. Not at all. Who do you call when you're out of luck with them? Who do you call? Anybody know? Let me know. Let me know. Let all of us know. But just a little side note here. I'm going to try to do this through my phone. Any of you that have a picture on your phone that's not landscape, it's portrait. If you have an iPhone, just go up to the top right hand corner, take your finger and drag it down to the middle. And if you look there, you see the little circle. Get out of the light there. Little circle with a lock in the middle. If you tap it, it turns red. Oh, can't see it. Get out of the light. It won't show red, it shows blank. Anyway, it won't rotate. It won't rotate. So make sure that's off. And then when you go into Prism, make sure before you go into Prism, it's off. When you get done, just swipe back up. But what it does, your phone won't be able to do this if it's off. If you use your phone and you turn it to the sideways like you're supposed to be videoing, if it goes like that, that orientation is off. It will swivel. And sometimes it gets annoying because it keeps swiveling back and forth, Every time you turn just a little bit, it flips back and forth. So it can get annoying. So again, go up to the top right-hand corner. Scroll down. Look for that lock and the circle around it, or the arrow circle. Make sure it's not red or on. And you'll be able to turn when you go into Prism, or any of them, you'll be able to turn your phone before you start Prism. When you go into Prism, turn it before you bring it on. Make sure you're landscape, and that'll solve that problem. Now, if it's on an Android, you're on your own. You have to go into the settings and set the orientation through the settings. But once you get into Prism, you can't turn on. You can't swipe it up and do it because it'll cut Prism off. So make sure you always do it before you go into Prism when you start landscaping. A lot of people are having problems with that, and they wonder why they can't get their phone to, why it shows that little skinny picture in the middle. And that's very bad when you want to show a good scene, just to have that little skinny picture in the middle. I've done it several times myself. Even knowing I'll do it, and then I'll have to stop it and start all over. Most of the times, most of the times I catch it before I get too far. That's why you might see a piece here and there that shows a tripod and a knee, because I whoops, and I cut it off real quick. Uh, Take some time off now. I mean, your videos and everything. Yeah. Y'all haven't had a chance, go check out Nami's page. He does a lot of great video editing and videos and stuff around England, and a lot of good scenes and everything on his video. Fantastic stuff. If you have a web page out there, or not a web page, but live stream, put your link up here, or maybe put your link up there, and some of my mods can type it up and put it on. Unfortunately, I had to take a lot of people off as mods because it was being misused. It was hard to control. I wish there was an easy way, to let everybody come on, but people just don't want to heed anything you say, and they want to do their own thing, and they want to cause havoc and despair on all of us. I mean, one of my best live streamers that I like is Tommy Temper. You might say, well, Tommy Temper, he lets everything go. Well, in all reality, I think that's to the good. That's to the good, because it lets everybody, as long as they behave themselves, get a chance to say what they want to say. Some people say, "Oh, his mods are terrible," or what? They get everybody. Well, guess what? In something like that, you'd have to be that way. You'd have to get the ones that knows what's going on, the ones that knows who to cut off before they get started. That's the kind of mod you need. People that know what these people are going to do and get rid of them. But he lets people talk. He lets people put out their messages. He lets them put their links on there, or his Nightbot actually does it. Automatically puts when they type I link or any exclamation point link or this link, it'll bring up their YouTube page, which is fantastic. Get everybody known and help everybody out. We got to stop this cutting each other down. This stream does this stream does that. All it does is lead to war, and nobody gets anything done, nothing accomplished. None of our goals accomplished. It's just a constant conflict between each other and between individuals. It's sickening. It's sickening to watch, good talent go to waste. People with bright minds just wasting it, fighting with each other. I mean, brilliant minds just going to waste. It's like, kind of like, you have a genius child and you put them with the regular people, they're not going to learn anymore. They're going to stay with them. They're not going to show their ambition. We have to help them grow. Cream of the crop, we got to cultivate them, keep them going, not stick them with a bunch of people that way behind their mentality, what have you. I don't want to make it look like some people are better than the others, but they are. Nobody's equal. There's always somebody better, always somebody worse. Head out on the highway, yeah. Speaking of which, I need to get on that. Head out on the highway, talk about driving. Kid driving and our driving habits. Can they help us in our fight for freedom, liberty, pursuit of happiness? Well, I say yes. There's so much going on the highway. And that's a big part of our commute to work and everything. it puts our heads in mind of what we're going to do that day. We get out there and get road rage. Guess what? Our day is going to go. Getting on that road, it builds our day around us. We start out with it, and we end up with it on the road. Get your motor running, head out on the highway for adventure. And guess what? Our tactics, our moods, and everything come from when we drive. One of my being a driver for a lot of my life, I wanted to write a book, but nowadays you can't write a book because nobody will read it, or they can't read. And I'd have to, like I told somebody today, I would have to hire a sexy voice to read the book for me for an ebook, because people would fall asleep if I had to read a whole book or talk a whole book. But one of my worst peeves is merging. Let me ask y'all something. What does yield mean? You was a monster on the road? Did they tame you grow better? What does yield mean? A lot of people don't know. I wonder if anybody knows. Watching the highways, see people come on and they put on that turn signal, and that turn signal is law. They're going to run you off the road, whether you were there first or not. They're entitled to that spot right there. A yield is a stop sign that is, go with caution. If you can't go with caution, you stop. That's what that word means. It don't mean barrel on out there and run everybody over. I've seen them go down that emergency lane as far as they could go to get over. Beyond me, why people don't know how to yield or merge. Merge means get over it immediately. No matter whether there's a semi or what there. Where do they get their thinking from? I mean, that semi is not going to move if you hit it. And another thing is people will go around one car, breakneck speed, to get one car length ahead. Up until about 15, 20 years ago when I was driving, I probably said more cuss words than the sailors. There's always something. You might have two idiots out there in fancy, expensive cars, weaving in and out of traffic, down the emergency lanes, around everything, creating a hazard that you would not believe. You see people when they get on, they cut all the way across in front of everybody. Put that turn signal on, here they go. You don't slow down, you're going to run over them. What gets in the heads? What gets in our heads? It's no wonder that road rage is rampant. If we could calm ourselves down on the road, we could probably turn this government around pretty easily. Get everybody in a better mood. Get better. It's something how even when you're driving along, there'll be an exit ahead, and there'll be just Joker comes around and cuts you off, and he's already halfway past the exit, and he goes through that little triangle to get on and on two wheels to get off the exit. Steppenwolf, yeah. Born to be wild. Yeah, everybody's born to be wild. We all do it. I mean, I can't say I don't still do some stupid things, And one of the worst if you go around a tractor trailer and pull in front of him and cut him off and he blows his horn, you slamming on the brakes is mighty crazy. Because he can't stop on a dime like you can. And he's allowed to go right through you before it can even touch the brake if you do it too hard. Why do people insist on doing crazy things like that? Why? And we think, oh, I wouldn't do it. But you know, a lot of us have done it, still doing it. Why? Or you get mad because people are coming around you and then you get in the fast lane and block them up. And you slow down to 20 mile an hour slower than the speed limit in the fast lane, which makes you might say, oh, it's safe driving slower. No, it's not safe driving slower than the speed limit. You're a parked car. In most cases, anything below 20 mile an hour slower is like a parked car sitting there. The biggest hazard there is out there. And that freedom finger, boy, it's used a lot. Yeah, we have a lot of reasons why we do it. And you're right. Everything, anything, and everything causes it. Not be anything. I mean, uh, they're they could say they don't know why, but all these mind altering things that's going on in our lives and around the country and around the world is a big part of it. A big part of it. It's just like the Karens. What brought all that up? I mean, what brought Karens to the forefront in the last 3 years? I mean, it just seems like here recently, there were some before, but it just seems like everybody's a Karen. Everybody. You talking about the roundabouts on the road, Chaplain? Those are fun. Those are fun. But some people don't, well, like I said, they don't know what the yield or the merge means. They just run right on through it. I've seen a lot of them. I go around the one when I go to visit my grandkids. 2-lane road, and you see it every time, tractor trailer coming around that roundabout and some idiot pulls right slap out in front of him without stopping. I mean, he doesn't pull out, he just keeps going. He doesn't stop, look for nothing. Like he has the right of way. It's always the vehicle to your right that has the right of way in 4-way stops and roundabouts. A lot of people just haven't taken time to learn how to really drive. Some were driven, some were taught by their parents, some were taught by their friends. And, who knows how they were taught? There's no standard teaching anymore. Even the school training wasn't 100%. It just, come with what you got. It's just like a lot of people don't know that the safest way to stop behind a car at a light or an intersection is you look at the hood, and just past the hood, you see the bottom of the wheels of the car in front of you. If you see the bottoms of the wheel in the pavement, you're to say stop distance. If you don't see the pavement or the bottom part of the wheel, you're too close. A lot of people don't know that. Check it out next time you're out. That hood lined up with and you see the pavement and the tire, you're right at the right distance. You don't see much tire and no pavement, you're too close. The more tire you see, the better. The more tire you see, the better. We all know that the 2-second rules when you're following somebody, you count 1,000, 1,001, 1,002. You're judging it from from a solid point on the side, getting your telephone pole 1,001, 1,002 to the next point, you're good. We forget these things or we don't know them. We either forget them. That 3-second rule is probably even better, especially a 3-second rule if you're near a tractor trailer or in front of a tractor trailer. Yes, indeed. But we kind of forget these things. We kind of forget to keep our attitude calm and collected, not get upset with everything. There you go. There you go, Navi. Yeah, yeah. I was a safety instructor myself, and boy, I was an instructor in a lot. Well said, Chaplain. Well said. Yep, exactly right. Yield means allow the oncoming traffic to right away. If you don't have a place to get in, then stop. People just don't want to stop. They don't want to get one car behind. Oh, and another thing. Oh, it irritates me to no end is construction when everything comes into another lane. They see the cones, they see the lights, and they keep going down the lane that's closed down, and then cut over in front of somebody. And you see the people jamming on their brakes and turning sideways, keep hitting them, but they still keep on coming. Thank goodness there's a lot of truckers get out there and kind of try to slow the activity around. But they'll go around them on the escape on the emergency lane. People are nuts. They're crazy, especially when it comes to driving. I mean, everything that they could do wrong, they do it. I mean, anything goes. I have seen things that, just boggle your mind, and you wonder how they get through it, how they avoid the accidents. It's unreal. Unreal. That really burns me up when and another thing, when you come to a situation where the road's closed and merges into one lane, it's every other car. One goes, the other one goes. One goes, the other one goes. One goes, the other one goes. But guess what? You have 10 cars trying to pile in that one little hole. People don't care. People are rude. And it causes, when that happens, it causes that train to slow down, and when it starts back up, it's very slow starting back. You'll watch a train stop, and then your car has to bump, 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 go. That's the way the traffic is without the bump. Because every truck that has to get stopped, guess what? It's going to take him longer to get it in gear and go than you. And even you, it's going to take a while. I'm trying to, Navi. I'm trying to teach them the best way. They want to get out on the interstate. And I said, look, no, you're not ready yet. You got a long way to go before that. Trying to, I don't know if I'm on the same. I don't know that I'm on the same page with the roundabout or not. I don't know what. I'm sorry, Chaplain. I don't know what you're trying. Is this a roundabout to go around and get off the different exits, or is it a roundabout like a train station? I'm stuck here. Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. Yeah, that's got to be the worst for a truck driver. You got to bring that thing around that little circle. And I know I've had trouble with it years ago, but there wasn't that many, thank goodness, and they were on back streets. They weren't on open highways. Now they got them out on open highways, and crazy. I mean, it's a lot safer than having a four-way sign that somebody's going to run, and nothing to stop them from barreling right straight through. You have that circle in the middle that, a cushion if somebody does go straight through it, which is fantastic. But then you have the alternative that somebody could go straight through without stopping and cut somebody off or run slap into them. Never know. I don't know if there'd be too much problem with, being dark. I know most trailers are lit on the sides, but some aren't. Some driver comes through, their truck's going through around there, and no lights in the middle where the car is. I don't know. That could be a big accident waiting to happen. Hundred yards or so. Where is this, Nobby? I would hate that. I would move. I know there's one place in Orlando that's off the beaten path where there's about four roundabouts in Maitland, just above Orlando. It's part of Orlando, but called Maitland. There was roundabouts on one road. Every time you turn around, you got to go into another roundabout, which is not good. You only need so many. Take your busiest road and leave it at that. But in that area, it was unfortunately all pretty busy. All pretty busy. How many about put your story up there real quick, and if you know any example or anything how driving can help us, how different type driving can help us, or what type of subject in the driving, or come on and tell us yourself. I mean, that's the best way. Yeah, blinds. A lot of them don't go to that expense, though, Nobby. But they do have, longer reach on the mirrors where they can see the blind spots, and a nice, nice side curved vision, so you can see in and out. Okay. I kind of got away from Google Earth. I haven't messed with that in a long time. I don't know why. I used to have fun looking at different things on Google Earth, but kind of got away from it. It's probably, if it's on my phone, it's probably off in the cloud. Probably not even on my computer. This Friday afternoon, come on and let's talk up a storm. Let's tell some tales, either tall or short. Stories. Lori like a Tory. And by the way, Dominic, what is a Tory? My American history. We didn't study. We had Tory. We had the Tory group, but we didn't learn what they were, or I forgot what they were, or maybe they weren't nothing. I don't know. We had Whigs and Tories. So the Tories are the more liberal, right? Or anybody else that knows? That's true. That's true, Chaplain. That's true. The Tories are the Okay, so they are the more liberal, the more communistic, yeah, rebel rousers. And the Whigs are the conservative. Is that all you have? Is Whigs and Tories, or showing my age here? Yeah, okay, got. We started out as the Whigs and Tories, and then we went to the Dems and the Republicans, which is just as bad, or probably worse. Probably worse. But I like the way this week Canada is really letting their government know, you know, what they want. I mean, looks like there's multiple. From what I've seen, there's multiple groups. Even opposing groups standing in solitude for the children. I mean, you see that you see all the flags of different groups in the same area. I didn't see any problems, except maybe a full sign hit the dust. I mean, not a sign, but a flag, which I showed up my stream Wednesday. But yeah, where are we? Where are we in the States? I know even where Navi is, even in most of the time you see London, but they have their big groups to get out there and protest for what they want and tell the government what they want. But in comparison, we are small here in the States. Our groups are very small. We just don't show it, like the other countries are showing it. Like we don't care. How you doing, C for Freedom? Fabian the terrorist. Now, how'd they get the name Fabian? That's a weird name. Yep, right behind the trailer. Exactly. Okay, so the name of whoever the lead is. Hey, learn something new every day. 74 years young and still learning. I try to get something in, you know, that'll stick. A lot of times I'll think something and 5 minutes later I forgot what I thought. I mean, it would be important to just get to that age and I can't write it down because I forget where I write it. Or I look at it and say, what does this say? How many of you have been with me? Put a one in or two, one for yes, two for no. You know what I mean? If you've been there with me. Yeah, wolf in sheep's clothing. Yep, we got to watch it. Then there are a lot of them. There are a lot of factions out there. A lot of people that are exactly that. They tell you what they want you to hear, and then turn it on you. Yep. When I get my Social Security now, I'm broke until the first of the month, or at least the third. I'm broke. I have to live on $1,400 a month. $1,400 a month is what I live on, and yep, it takes that and more. It takes that and more. That got a new name. Chaplain, you got a new name? I don't need a, I don't, yeah, we don't have to have P.O. box here. I got my address. I can send you my address. I'll do that. Oh, okay. Where was I? Where was I? Anybody have any interesting driving stories they want to tell? I have seen a lot of bad things. A lot of things give me nightmares. A lot of things. It's like we never know when we're driving what's going to happen. It's like one night I was in bed in Tampa, a little town called Lutz. We had a railroad track next to the house, and then the main road, US 41, just across the tracks. One night I heard it sound like a train coming through and it crashed. And I looked out the window and all I could see was headlights looking up into the air. Well, I run up and car was up under a tree and the tree limb taking the top back. And I looked and the driver was dead. Ran around to the other side and this girl helped me and her arm was pinned up against the tree with her arm gone. It was like a fountain. And she expired right there. I went running back to the house because we didn't have cell phones back then. Told my wife, call 911. I'm falling all down the street. I'm falling down on my knees and hands, and I get to the house and I'm skinned up in hands and my pants are torn, my knees are scraped up. It was so bad. I mean, these were four girlfriends all fighting each other, and the one that had her arm cut off was trying to jump out of the car, and the highway patrolman had come out to the scene said that, I mean, he couldn't handle it. Tow truck driver was picking up limbs and putting them on the back of the tow truck, and it was so devastating. The trooper took, after he cleared up the accident, he took the day off. Sick. I didn't work that day either. It just excruciating, excruciating seeing something like that. And poor trooper, I thought, man, and the tow truck driver doing all that. And these weren't little women. They weren't little women. Things like that, we experience in our lives, but we forget them and we keep doing the crazy things we do, like somebody acts like they're going to jump out of the car. Crazy things we're doing while we're driving. Cut somebody off just to show them, what if we miscalculate and clip their car just to take some kind of stupid revenge? We need to lighten up. Lighten up. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. But we don't. We're more like Jaws. Don't them. Let's get them. We'll do, Dobby. We'll do. Yes. Probably a lot of us have seen things like that. You just can't get out of your head. It just sticks there forever. Hey, good afternoon, Party Bonza. We're talking about driving. How driving might save our freedom if we lighten up on our driving, our minds and everything on the road. Because everything stems from our ride to work, as I was saying. Our ride to work and our ride home, that determines our day, that determines our evening. We got to lighten up. People are going to do dumb things. We just have to overlook them and not get mad. Try to take out some stupid revenge. Like I was watching Ernie this morning. He had some idiot with his boot lid open. I'll say it's for England and U.S. His boot lid open with stuff hanging out of it, traveling about 20, 30 miles below the speed limit. and would not get out of the middle lane. There was traffic coming on both sides, so Ernie blew his horn. This joker decides he's going to put on the brakes. Come on. Takes a real idiot. And we've all done it, unfortunately. In the heat of the moment, just, play the game with them. Unfortunate. But we got to learn not to do it. Not to do it. I used to be like Ernie. I was driving. My mouth was going 100 miles an hour. I'm cussing. You stupid. Yeah, on and on and on and on and on. My way of venting, my way of really keeping cool. But I quit that. I found the Lord and straightened my life out. Try to stay away from that. Now, every now and then, but when I'm on my own, cussing is not the thing. Cursing is what the Bible talks about. Cursing is bringing harm or evil upon somebody. But it does talk about Christians keeping a clean mouth and, keeping a wholesome talk. So it's not good to do in front of people. But we're going to do it every now and then on our own, in private. Just have to pray to the Lord, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Because we're going to slip or we're going to do it because the heat of the moment, just, you never know. It's on you. And Satan's right there. He's ready, he's ready to pop it into you. Yeah, exactly, Steve. Exactly. I'm like Party Bonson. I tried not to let it affect me. Just shake my head and keep on going. Just like my granddaughter learned to drive. You put a sign on the car, student driver, but, they aggravate a student driver to death. You watch these people with student driver, and they'll do everything in their power to cut them off, get up behind them, ride their butts, or get in front of them and slow down to a crawl. Well, it teaches them what to do in a occasion like that, but it's not good. It's not safe. These people should know better. They had to go through, each and every one of them had to go through it some way or another. Then you wonder, maybe they didn't. Maybe they just got in there and started driving, and who knows? Who knows? Now, if they're taking driver's education out of most schools, where are we? Where are we? Yep. And the other day they were cutting her off left and right, throwing their freedom finger up at her. I feel sorry for her, but this is what you got to put up with. This is what you got to look for. You got to be ready for it. Come whatever, you have to be ready for it. We need to teach our children the right way. Teach them. Don't do that to other people. You know how it makes you feel now. Remember for the rest of your life. And if we learn to drive in peace and leave each other alone, maybe we can get a hand on this on the freedom. But we all got to unite. Hey Bonnie, how you doing? Good to have you. Hey, come on now. I know people have things to talk about. I see all these other panels. I won't bite. I won't cut you off. Come in and tell your story. I know a lot of you have a lot more than I have. Something that's affecting you in your life now. Come and let us know. That's what I'm here for. Bring everything up and try to help us in our goal. Clear our heads, clear our minds, get all the hard things out, and march forward. Take back our Constitution and country, which we have to do. We're slap running out of time. I'm doing fantastic. We're running slap out of time. too busy fighting each other, battling among each other. You got all these groups trying to push their agenda on us, not realizing they already have the freedom to do whatever they want to do. I mean, even the LGBT, they're getting the chance to be able to get married. They're getting their health care benefits shared, and you name it. I don't know what the beef is, except for they're trying to make our children become just like them. Just like them. We need to teach our children in the ways that they'll go. Keep all this liberal garbage out of their heads, out of the schools. If they want to study and decide for themselves, fine, but don't push it on them in agenda. There are a lot of good skits out there on the internet about, a mom going into a school and tearing down the pride flag and saying she didn't want her son seen in the class. And, what would you do in the situation? What would we do in the situation? We had a teacher teaching our kids day in and day out with that big old flag over the geography map when they're supposed to be teaching geography and history. History teacher with a big old flag over the map, covering it up. She's not teaching geography and history. We need history taught. We need our youngins to know what happened. We need them to know what we did wrong. They need to know what we did right. And they're not going to get it if they're not taught. Hopefully all of us here are teaching our children history and geography. I do with my kids and grandkids all the time. What we talk about. We go someplace, we study the place, we know what happened there, what the history was. Talk about politics, talk about the goods and the bads. What they think's bad and what I think's bad. Sometimes we're not on the same page. But you gotta plant the seed. Gotta make them wonder, am I right or am I wrong? If we don't do it, we're letting them down. We're doing them harm. Because they're going to go to school and they're going to hear this stuff. And if we don't talk about it at home, if we just ignore them and go to work, come home, go to bed, and what have you, don't talk about it, they're never going to know the difference. They're going to listen to what's on TV. They're going to listen to what the teacher says. And guess what? They become like these idiots like I showed the other day with the guy from Cuba. Oh, the people have so much freedom down there. Talk about his phone, and we didn't even have phones back then. Oh, you had an iPhone 11. Oh, a 10? No. You have a phone back then. Come across from Cuba with nothing. A raft. Inner tubes tied together. Anything that would float. Come that 90 miles across in the Mariel boat lift. They come to freedom. And now they see the United States going the same way it did in Cuba. The same way. It's sad. History's repeating itself. To one of the best, probably the last best country in the world. I know we've made our mistakes as a country, but it's still our last best hope. And all the other major countries in the world, like England and Canada and Australia, France, Germany, Italy. In some of those places, the fight is even greater. The fight is even greater. Socialism is so close to them. So pressing. a lot closer than here. I guess that's why we don't see it yet, because we haven't lived any of it. We haven't been, we, just like that kid, you know, we know it's a skit, but they don't know any better. They think that it's better other places by what they hear. Until they see it firsthand or live it, they're not going to change their mind. They're not going to think about it. I don't want to see it to get that close. Don't even want to see it get that close. And I know you don't either. We need to rally around together. Okay, Bonnie, you have a good evening. And I don't want to hold everybody too long. It's just thought I'd have a good time today. Talk about something little different, a little bit more. You guys get any ideas? Let me know. Let me know what you want to hear about. Let me know what you want to see. Like I say, I can do what I can afford. And try to bring you all some good food to thought. But we need to think. And we need to tell everybody. We need to spread the word. The sky is falling. And it's no joke, no fairy tale, no story. The sky is falling. And we're right in the middle of it. There's so many things going on, we don't know where it's going to come from. It may come from the sky, it might come from the sea, it might come from under earth, who knows? We don't know. But let me tell you, they're planning, they're scheming, they're plotting, trying to dwindle us down so they can control us in mind and spirit and bodily. And we are the guardians of this world. If we fall asleep on our job and not protect it, woe is us. Woe. We tell Dan by he's going to work. I got him working evenings tonight on a Friday night. Friday night, yeah. Go figure. Anyway, food for thought. If you have any ideas, let me know. Let's get her done. Let's don't fall asleep. Let's don't sit on our hands. Let's do something. Small, big, or large. Don't matter. We got to start somewhere. We got to be diligent. We got to watch. Like it. Oh, if you haven't seen it, look on my community. I got a thing that maybe I can pull it up here. Maybe I can pull it up. I forget I can multitask here. This is what I got on my Facebook page today. It's so sweet. We are no longer suggesting your profile to people. People can still find and like your profile, but we don't recommend profiles that include any of these. Topic of profile is focused on civics, vaccines, or other sensitive subjects. Let me see if I can get this. It won't show it up. It won't show it all. Violating community standards. But, so, y'all can go on Facebook. Help me out. Carrie's Musings. Carrie's Musings on Facebook. Let's show Facebook who needs recommended. Anybody has a page, let us know out there so we can get on it and help you out. That is pathetic. I know a lot of people don't do Facebook, but I've got a lot of friends on Facebook, a lot of followers on Facebook. I put all my memes and stuff, with any of my things that I might think about on Facebook, because you can't really do it on YouTube. All you can do is do stuff like this and make videos, and you can't post your ideas or thoughts or things like that like you can on Facebook. So Facebook does come in handy for that, but you just have to watch what you say. But I like that part where it says civics. Don't you? What is civics? I thought civics was government, geography, So we can't study our history and our government and talk about our government or our history or anything like that. It's deemed, against community standards. What have we gotten to? I mean, history is plain fact. It's out there. It's been done. It's been noted. We're talking about history. I mean, some of the history was told wrong. Most of it was told right. But there was some twisted, and, you got places like Wikipedia and, where you can put whatever you think, whatever you want to write. I'm having a problem with BitChutes. I can't sign in. I changed it and I still can't sign in. Having a lot of problem with them people. I like BitChutes too, but it doesn't want to cooperate for some reason. Now Rumble, you can't talk like that too, because it's all basically just you can talk, but it's one of those where if you're not a known factor, you won't see it. Yeah, I have Telegram. I have very slow, small thing in the same name on Telegram, but hardly anybody goes there, so I don't put too much there. I forgot about Truth Social, and I forgot about Getter, because that's the elite. If you're not the elite, you don't get seen either. We just had to, talk about our pages other places, and word of mouth get our people in there, because they're not going to build us up, because just like Facebook, we don't abide by what they think. It's just like I was making a query on something on Facebook, and they said it was not factual. No, how can a query, be factual? Just thinking, it may or may not be the truth. I'm not talking factual. I'm talking, just thought. Crazy, they try to get in your mind and sway your mind. Yeah, I got Twitter going too. So far, so good on Twitter. I'm just trying things here and there. I'm not, putting a lot of stuff on them. My Twitter, my Telegram, and I'm not sure. I was having things synced with from YouTube to Rumble, but for some reason, a couple of them have swapped over. For some reason, I don't know what the deal is. Who knows about this social media? Social media is supposed to be for us to get in our groups and talk about whatever we want to talk about. I mean, if people don't want to hear it, they can stay away from it. It should be their choice to either partake of it or not partake of it. And they can criticize us all they want, but to flat out tell you, you're not part of us. We're not gonna help you out, and we may ban you. Who knows? It's a sad world. And if we don't talk out, if we don't speak out, if we don't shout out, we'll never change it. Never change it. It has gotten somewhat easier. They've been somewhat slacker, except on YouTube. YouTube's still the same hardcore. But the other ones seem to be pending, a little more slide. It's just like probably 6 months ago, that same thing would have been a strike or a ban or deleted, flat out gone. So we have gained some footage in the fight for social media. We got a long way to go. A long way to go. A lot of talking out. We don't have to be ugly about it. We don't have to be vicious. Just, keep letting our ideas be heard. Keep getting them out there. Our opinions, what we think about what they're doing and how they're doing it. We need to let them know what we think. Just like Twitter, now the X, it's made a big transition from what it was. Big transition. And so far, so good. But we will see. But we have to keep on it. We have to keep strong. We have to keep our nose to the grindstone. Keep on getting on. No matter what it costs us. It may cost us a whole feed. Who knows? It may not. But we have to be willing to do it. We have to be willing to get out there. Just like I'm saying, they know who you are. It doesn't matter what name you hide behind. They know exactly who you are, where you are, and when you're doing it. I was looking at GoPros on a marketplace a couple of days ago. I saw one. Then I decided to look and see what they're running, on the marketplace. Ever since then, every multimedia or social media platform I have, I get advertisements for GoPro. So they know who you are. I mean, you have your IP address from your local carrier, from your cell phone. They know who you are, where you live, everything. So hiding behind a different name is not any coverage, and everybody's worried about so much about being doxxed. That's minuscule. Doxing is minuscule for what they're doing. It's nothing. I mean, somebody else telling who you are or what you are, that's nothing. And when the government knows everything, we're screwed. It don't matter, whether Tom Jones or Dick Bailey or whoever down the street knows who you are. It doesn't matter. You got to worry about that government coming knocking on the door, That'll be next, You put this on your page. But we have to learn how to stand up to it. That's pretty good now. You're exactly right. And what we don't realize here in the States, we won the Revolutionary War, but we didn't win the fight against the British. The British have been right on our heels and right at our hips ever since the Revolutionary War. in one way or another, we've been in allegiance with them. They follow us. They tell us what to do, even up to the Rothschilds, and the banking now. The British is right in the thick of it, right alongside of us, nose to nose. We're in partnership with them, ever since, like you said, 300 years. 300 years, they're still in rule. They ruled the world. It's the, sun doesn't go down on the British flag. And it's right. They're still in our lives, and they still run what we do. Whether we beat them for the country or not, we must have gave them some kind of leeway, because we're still indebted to them. We're still doing things for them, and vice versa. And people don't realize this. We sold the U.S. of A. to the British as a corporation, to the Rothschilds. We're not a country, we're a corporation, we're a business. And as long as that's intact, there's nothing we can do. It's like they could come out and say they can change the Constitution because of that. 1871, there was a piece of legislation that made it more towards capitalism than the people. And a lot of fact checkers would say, "Oh, that's only half right. That's not." I think that's what I got it on. I think that's what I got that note on. Yes, indeed, it is true, but it might not be 100% that way. But half of the reason was that they changed our Constitution towards the capitalists and not we the people. And they're trying to, shut you up about that. So if you just go in, type in 1871 agreement, Constitution change, and read up on it. Wondering, this is where all this took place, 1871, even before, but they clarified it in 1871. Then again, with the Rothschilds, after the World War II, and when they started income taxing here, and the IRS is not even a U.S. corp, it's British. Check on that too. Read up on that. Is the IRS federal? A lot of places to tell you it's flat, worldwide, British. It's a tangled web we weave. Tangled web we weave. And a lot of people just don't have the time or the interest to check up on it, to learn about it. We should be studying everything we can to see why and how we got to the point we are today. And a lot of this is the big reason. Because we fell asleep at the wheel, we didn't pay attention to legislation and things that were passed that could put us in danger like this. And until we get our nose to the books, old books is best. Old books is best. Study your old encyclopedias, your old Britannica, your old book of knowledge and stuff older than the 50s. Study them. And then check and see what it says today online, what have you. You can see the difference. You can tell the difference. Do some research on your own, but don't expect people to do it for you, because they're not going to do it for you. I can get on here and I can state a few facts here and there, but I can't tell everything. I can't study everything. I don't know it all. In fact, what little bit I know, who knows if it'll help even at all. And that's the case for the majority of us. That's why we need the numbers. We need the knowledge. We need people's knowledge that know this stuff. They can help us out, help us in the bind, And when we need to learn this, they can let us know. They can steer us the right way. But unless we grow and unite, get together, and be willing to learn, that's one thing we got to be willing to learn as we're fighting. Willing to know the difference between what was right and what was wrong. And looking at new material, out there online and everything, with the fact checkers and all the people that think they know it all, using the modern findings instead of old findings. That's what I'm saying. If you got old history books and old encyclopedias and stuff, study them. See what it says about them first before you open up Google and ask Google, what is it? Otherwise, we'll be, how do I say this? We'll hear something that may be half truth, but it's been changed since, it actually happened. Been changed through the time. Different books, different, blotted out here and there. Keep your open. I had tons of encyclopedias, but I lost everything. I had 4 different sets that I used. It saddens me that they're gone because I don't have that to look back on. I'm sorry, people. This is an ongoing thing with Nobby. Nobby loves that we like hot dogs in the U.S. He thinks we're eating dogs. I know he knows we're not eating dogs. But he likes to bring it up. He likes to bring up the fact that we eat hot dogs in the U.S. Let me tell you, every Englander I see come over to Florida, guess what? They're trying the hot dogs. They want those hot dogs. I remember hot dogs. Yep, it's an American thing. Boiled onions. What? Is there any other way to eat onion? Hey, Nobby, boil you some onions up. Yeah, even fry them up. Fry them up and put them on your hot dog. Mm, mm, yeah, yeah, that's good. Fried onion and hot dog. Better than sauerkraut. Yeah, you put anything on that dog. Almost. We'll try anything. Yeah, that is a well-known fact. If we knew what went into hot dogs, my ex-mother-in-law, long departed, used to work for Oscar Mayer down in Tampa. Made hot dogs. She'd tell some of the stuff that was in that hot dog. I don't eat hot dogs. I agree with Nobby. I don't eat hot dogs. Not because they're dogs, but it might as well be. It might as well be. And they label things beef. But guess what? A lot of it's no more beef than the pork is beef. It don't matter. They just put it together and put it out there. I don't think honestly that Nobby thinks that we eat actual dogs. But then again, he thought we had cowboys and Indians, right, Nobby? The new dogs go in the hot dog just like we got the Scottish. We're okay. That's true. That used to be, you know, actually people do eat a lot of things that we would never, even here in the United States or all over the world, but there are people eat things that we would not think could be eaten. And mm, mm, mm. We know that, Nobby. We know that. You don't really think that we eat dogs. That's only in China. Now I do know that if you better not say that. In several neighborhoods, dogs and cats and other critters disappear. Ducks disappear quite often. Their their population goes down in some nationality neighborhoods, but etc. Most definitely, I have a friend that become a U.S. citizen from Venezuela. He was a doctor in Venezuela. Now here he worked with me as a courier. But he was so proud when he became a U.S. citizen. He has people down there. He tries to keep them supplied, his family, because of the fact that they, anything living beside, who knows, anything living besides humans, they were eating. And guess what? How many years has that been since all this took place? What? I know time flies, but I'm thinking like 10 years. I'm thinking like 10 years. Is that even fathomable? They went that quick. How quick are we going to go? Yeah, part of the yeah, 5 or 6. It hasn't been long. It's not been long at all. And we wonder why I'm so serious, and wonder why I'm trying to get all this out in a hurry, because it could happen bing, bang, boom. We never know what it is. All they had to do is drop the currency or, put out more money, anything to start the downward spiral, and it would be like a lead balloon. The bottom would drop out tomorrow. I mean, they could do things that it could happen overnight, and we don't believe it. Just like it did there. I mean, it was so quick. I need to get with Ruben, get him on here with me. That would be a good interview. Uh, Talk about Venezuela, talk about how things are going on here. I think he brought his fiance. He opened a restaurant. He gave her the money for a restaurant just before this happened. Of course, he lost it all because everything went crashed. He had to bring her here. Thank goodness he got her out. But you know, how many of you out there have friends like that? That know exactly what's going on. A lot of us do. All over the world, we have friends that know exactly, just like the Cubans. A lifetime friend of mine, he married one of the girls I grew up with. He married her, and I've known, since college. He come over on the boat lift with his family, and all the time trying to help the Cuban people. Still now, they sneak in supplies and everything all the time. Sneak them in and out of the island different ways. But it's sad to watch, watch it go on. It's been how many years? Oh, almost 50 years or better. And they're still, still the same thing. And these Cuban people worry that we're going to be the same way. Yeah, I do remember. I've never had one, but I do remember they did smell up. I think what it looked like it was with the top down. Yeah, your best ones are ones on the roller with just the heat below it. That's the best ones. They've been around forever. Been around forever. Yeah, when my ex-mother-in-law told us about what all they put in those hot dogs, I quit. I quit eating hot dogs, and I don't trust any label that says, what's in the package, because they all use the same ingredients. Whether it beef, pork, chicken, turkey, you name it, it all goes in there. All goes in there. Everything but dog, domestic dog. But who knows? All this labeling stuff. We think we got it safe because put it on the label. They're killing us, and we still eat the garbage. And that goes to show you how we are. They show you how they're poisoning you. Put it in your face. We eat it up. It's for your own good, because this is worse than that. If you got this, it'd be worse than taking this poison that we're feeding you here. And we're like, that's us. Fish on the hook. Fish on the hook. It's like these stupid medicines. The effects are worse than what the condition was you had you're taking the stuff for. Side effects are, yeah, a book. You're trying to correct one thing. We need more diligence. We need more research. We need people to quit acting, tell different methods to do things, instead of charging an exorbitant amount of fee to get it off the internet. Is your blood sugar high? Well, try this. And you get on there, $200 for, something that you don't even know might not work. There's a lot of natural remedies. And it should be, it should be common knowledge. It should be put out there for people to use, not make a fortune off of. I know people need to make money, but, there's some things, the general welfare of everybody, should out trump a lot of things. I don't know. I'm not too good with three-letter things. I get confused, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, okay, PCP. Yeah, yeah, yeah. These three-letter, everything's three letters, and you got to think of the million words that could go into three letters. And it overwhelms me. It just flat, bores me if you throw something, like that out. Yeah. But I like to check out things all around. Yeah, child protection. We need. I could talk forever on child protection agencies. Here it's DCF. CCF, CPA, CP this, CP. Yeah, I could talk forever on that. The crooked stuff they do, and they move their agents around every 2 or 3 months, so nobody knows exactly what's going on with your child. And you have to start all over every time they change somebody. And then they tell you they are not yours. We are the ward to your children. We tell you what to do with them. It angers me to no end. I've dealt with them my whole entire life for some reason or other. Mostly nosy, caring neighbors, or people that want to hurt you and try to do you in, get even with you by bringing out some kind of lie or what have you. And these people believe it. And the people that they need to go after, they don't go after, or they let them slide. They let it go undone, untouched. I don't understand what what their motives are half the time. They go into these college and they learn this stuff, about how to use psychology and use kind words. We've messed ourselves up. Yep. Need to get back to the 3 R's, the basic things in life. And quit trying to tell them they're a boy, girl, and if you try to tell them they're not a girl, if they're a boy, we're wrong. The parents are wrong. Let them be what they want to be. That's not that's not what we were created for. That's not what it was meant for. It's supposed to be what we are. Yeah, they don't have no feelings for sure. There's so much of the freedoms we've lost, especially with our kids. They come with that stuff, and then you do something. If you're anywhere near conservative, you get the hate treatment. They treat you like garbage. And then they come and demand to see your children without a search warrant. Infringe on the parents' freedoms, that way. They come in and think you got to let them in right away, We've got to see your child. We got to make sure they're okay. And if anything, Lord forbid, a cat turn over its litter, or a cat put poop in the laundry, or there might be a dead roach or something on the floor, or a worm or a caterpillar, or you might have a fly in the house. Anything, they'll write it down. They'll write it down, put it up against you. You name it. Don't matter. You are suspect. You are guilty. I don't know what that means, Bobby. But they want your kids like Jimmy Savile, the knighted. Okay, he's one of the higher ups in England. A lot of people here in the U.S. don't know anything about, British history. British or English history. And there's two types in England. You have the English, you have the British. And the British would be the communists, be that type of people, the king and the queen, the knights and the lords, the earls and duchesses, like we're trying to get here in the U.S. Our political system is a bunch of dukes and earls and duchesses and princes and people that think they are royalty, and that's exactly what they think. They think they are royalty. I think they're so much better than us little people that they forget those words, we the people. that they're the reason why they're there is we put them there. Unfortunately, we put them there. We just need to dig our way out, get rid of them somehow. Get rid of them. We've got to get rid of them, or we are doomed. Got to get rid of the Bidens and the Biden sons and the Pelosi's. Even Pelosi's still in the picture. Even Obama's still in the picture. Even Michael's still in the picture. You name it. They're all there pulling the strings. Oh, even Hillary. She's there. And stuff they're using the kids for, they showed Hillary doing like the effects show, you know. They showed several videos of Hillary going in spasms like they do when they do that stuff, unfortunately. And we hear it, we don't believe it because it's so gross. It's so unbelievable. It's so unbelievable. We can't grasp it. That's the problem. We cannot think. We cannot allow ourselves to think that stuff like that would happen. It's so ungodly, so unholy, so evil. But people commit murder every day. They commit foul murders, vicious murders, the same way. I mean, who says that an elite can't do it? Well, they're more apt to get away with it. That's the problem. They could almost legally get away with it. Think about it. They know how to sidestep. They know how to get around it. They can cover it up. They have the funds to cover up, the means to cover it up. We have things happening around the world like Nabi's favorite thing is talking about the Fukushima, killing all the ocean life in the Pacific Ocean, starfish, octopus, everything. I mean, you know, we have enough devastated areas in the world that we can put that waste. It'd seal it up, and it would never affect anything. The desolate areas that they could put them in, and it wouldn't be more than a postage stamp on the world. They could do that, but you know the countries don't want. Oh, we don't want it here. Oh, we don't want it there. We don't. You know, they want to squabble about where to put it. They need to put it. Get it out of there. You're not using this land for anything in most of these areas and countries, and you're not using it because it's devastated, it's gone. I mean, even Russia, they could take it to Chernobyl, wherever they did with their stuff. We need to come together as the world. Pray to God, you know, to help us bring it all together and get rid of this crap. Need to find a solution, but nobody's wanting to find a solution. They just want to throw the blame off. This did this, and this person did that. They want to fight back and forth amongst each other for blame and guilt. Yes, we are. And guess what? Guess what Hitler was? Hitler was a democratic socialist. He was for democracy. Because with democracy, mob rule. You get more people on your side. The more people on your side, the better off you are to get whatever you want. And I mean whatever you want. Will it be purge? No matter what, you know, throw Christians to the lions, burn down churches, close churches, you name it. Democracy, you can do it, you know, because whatever the majority says goes. And the majority is for the evil side, it seems like. They say it's a minority, but I'm beginning to wonder. I'm believing that evil's got the upper hand right now. We need to fight hard, defeat the evil, defeat the devil by praying, by action, by doing things, getting out there and getting it done. Getting it done. That's the big thing. It's just like, I did not know what cancer was until I was probably in my 20s after the war. You know, after the war in the late 50s and 60s, when I worked in the hospital, we didn't have cancer patients. We had a rare cancer patient. I'm trying to think if I can remember any back when I worked in the hospital as a young fella. It was mostly, things like normal things, your heart, heart bypasses, back, things like that. Occasional hemorrhoid here and there, but not cancer. And then all of a sudden, boom. And we went on from cancer to Fauci's invention, AIDS, HIV. Now we got another Fauci invention. You know what that is? And we don't think anything about it. We don't think anything about it. Where did these come from? Where did these things come from? All these diseases, all these things that are happening. I remember the smallpox when they actually did eradicate smallpox for a while, but other countries got slack and it started it's starting to rear its ugly head up again. But we had that big old round mark from the smallpox vaccination where it grew into an ugly scab and it's there forever. A lot of things I've seen in my life, it's just like every generation is different. It used to be that we got correction. When mom said, "Do you wait till your dad gets home?" You dreaded that 3, 4, 5 hours, until your dad got home. Well, no, smallpox was way before nuclear, because the Indians had smallpox in the West. A lot of stuff, a lot of smallpox back in the 1800s before nuclear was even thought about. But there is a lot of radiation out west, so I can't, I won't say that it isn't. No, I won't say that, because there is a lot of radiation out west naturally. Very possible. I'm not knowledgeable enough to know, but you're right. It could be because, like I say, they took Geiger counters and stuff like that out west and found off. That's how they found all the plutonium and whatever they find out there. Yeah. Good thought. Good thought. I never thought about that. That's why we need to talk. That's why we need to discuss. Find it. We can find out little things that we didn't know here and there. Very good. Very good. And I'm thinking these different generations that I've been through, we used to get the correction. Well, we had the doctor Dr. Spock. Oh, don't whip your kids. Don't spank them. Don't correct them. Put them in timeout. Tell them what they did wrong. Let them sit there and think about it. We have the next generation. Each generation say, "Well, I won't spank my kids when I get older." And we come up with Dr. Spock. Well, I don't want to put my kids in timeout forever, so they just ignore them. Then they take God out of the schools, and what happened? Schools went crazy. Went crazy. Kids, tell the teacher off. Stand there and spit in their face. Cuss them out. Don't have to do this. I don't have to stand for the flag. I don't have to stand for the national anthem. Well, my granddaughter was telling me that one of the kids in their class did not stand for the anthem, for the flag. Guess what the teacher did? Okay, you don't have to stand for the anthem, but you're going to have to stand in this class the rest of the day. Mic drop. That'll get it. Good teacher. Bravo, teacher. Need more like that. When they took God out of the schools, and then they took God out of the country, the Democratic Party just booed him out back in the Obama days. Did away with God, period. And now look at our country in just a few years since Obama. Unholy allegiance. This is what we're fighting against. Good and evil. Whether you believe in God or not. Most people believe in good and evil of some kind. I don't see how, but, got to be some reason why there's good and evil. Got to be a good explanation for it. And mine is God himself and the Lord. I threw him out. That's true. And another thing is parents have just left all the teaching to the schools. Majority, unfortunately. They don't even talk about it at home. They're too busy trying to keep up with paying gas and food prices that's going on, working 2, 3 jobs, spending all the time and, forgetting the kids at home. Letting them do whatever the teacher tells them. And learn whatever the teacher tells them. Even those people wouldn't have time for homeschool, wouldn't have time to give them a better education, if there is any, besides homeschools and co-ops. These are the things we need to study. These are the things that we need to bring about, big time, wholesale. If we don't, they're going to believe, in most cases, what the schools are telling them because they're not taught any different at home. It's been a big problem in the past 40 years or maybe more. Kids at home. They call it the lock key job. Kids at the key come in, do whatever they want. Some parents made them get their homework and check it, but most, they didn't care. Do homework? Yeah. Why you got an F on your report card for no homework? But what do they do about it? They don't care. They don't care. Parents like that, they care less. We need to change. We need to change. Get things done. We need to teach our children first. That's the thing, we didn't have such thing as ADD or ADC, whatever it did. Yeah. Like I said, I don't like these initials. I was probably considered one too because I like to daydream. I love to daydream. I love to day drink. But you know, we went outside. We played all day. We played till the street lights come on. We didn't want to go in then. Schools during the summer. But here in Florida, they got almost 3/4 of the year school. You know, they cut back from half to 3/4. At North, they still get off in May and go back in September, which is not long enough either. But anyway, during the summer up north, I remember the school grounds was open. They brought out all the playground equipment and all the activities. They had a summer type playground, learning, whatever you wanted to do. They read stories. They did everything with the kids during the day. Played on the playground. You played tetherball. You played on the jungle gym. You cracked your head. You fell off of it. Broke your arm. You know, whatever it took. And we're still around. I'm still around. I fell off quite a few, probably so the way I am now. Had a few concussions. But that's what they did back then. Now, I don't know whether they still do it up north or not. I doubt it. They don't do it down here. And most of the places I've been, you know, during the summer, I've never seen it, you know, since then. But we need to bring back that stuff, you know. Have stuff for our children, not drag queens reading library books to kids, things like that. Fukushima is probably, talk about Fukushima in the chat, Fukushima is probably the worst of all the atomic reactor mishaps. Bigger than 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl, and the ones all together. They used equipment, you know, that wouldn't read very much activity and say, "Oh, the United States is clear of it," but the things they need to check it with cost thousands and thousands of dollars, and they're not going to go out and invest in it. Yeah, it's quite a bit worse, and it's causing the sea life to die and almost extinct creations dying, becoming extinct. It's crazy, and we just let it go on and on and on. They need to clean it up. They need to dispose of it. They need to bury it, like I said, in a desolate place that has nothing, no future in it, or you know, whatever, and seal it up the best way they can. Better than not doing anything at all. Let us all spill into the ocean, kill all of our sea life. But they're not doing anything. And these waves are still in the atmosphere now. May never go away. Like there's still effects from the Bimini test. Buried in Hollywood. There you go. That's a good one. Yep. Maybe that'd be a good idea. You know, buried at Nancy Pelosi's house. It's probably big enough. Probably big enough. But there's so many things, you know, that we don't hear about, we don't know about. They keep it pretty quiet. They try to keep the waves from rippling, try to keep it hidden or try to low-key it, and all of it's wrong. All of it's wrong. There's a lot of things most of us don't know. I'd say majority of us do not know half of what's going on, or even a third. It's That's the scary part. Won't hurt zombies, that's for sure. That is for sure. I tell you, if we'd sit back and think about it, y'all, next few days, over the weekend, think about, try to find something that you didn't know. Whether conjecture, conspiracy, uh, fact check, whatever. Find something you don't know. Bring it, let's talk about it in chat or on here, whatever you want to do. Bring something new to the table. Something that most of us don't know, and there's a lot out there that we don't know. Just like good chaplains asking Lenobi about Fukushima. A lot of people don't know what Fukushima is. In Japan, it was a reactor that went after the tsunami took out the island. And now it's killing all the sea life in the Pacific, all the way to California. They were warning that radioactive waste covered the whole world. But nobody's doing anything. Not doing anything. We had this recent Maui thing. There's so many questions there. School buses missing. They found school buses near an abandoned airport, near big underground tunnels, near a concrete plant that could, wall up the tunnels all the way to there. Big concrete plant. Breaking out concrete there, building tunnels under there for who knows what. And then there's the idea that they could change the capital to there, be fully protected from the water, the island, put a force field around the U.S. and keep us prisoners. Hey, you all, how you doing? Radioactive fish, exactly. What's messing with the salmon? The salmon population's gone down, and I don't know whether I'd eat salmon coming from that area or not. I don't eat that much salmon, but I will probably eat a lot less because of that reason. Because we don't know. We don't know. And just a regular Geiger counter won't tell you anything. You have to have it's a big deal. For sure, for sure. Where did you end up this weekend, you all? So many things we don't know about. We had to find out for ourselves. We need to be investigative. We need to be vigilant. We need to watch everything, things that come across our social media, little bits here and there, these little shorts that people are putting out, A lot of these shorts have no chance. Maybe. Who was a chance? I got away from football, so I don't know. Yeah, we need to, here in the States, get a lot more active than Canada. They are showing us up. Yeah, I'm lost on that trivia, you all. Both of them. I am lost. I don't know. Yeah, that's for sure. The Geiger counter in its days was good. You know, it could detect B radiation, but it don't detect what kind or how it is or how, how deadly or what have you. It does to a certain point, but it's just the bare necessity that they took, when they went into these areas to find anything. It wasn't really reliable. So that's why they put on their big suits and everything, no matter what it read. And we wonder if the suits did any good. Don't know. Don't know. These are things we have to put up with. These are things we are putting up with. And we need to quit depending on the government to give us information, because they're not going to tell us. They will not tell us. Period. We're going to keep this all a big dark secret. Keep it away from us. So we have to, any knowledge we gain, we have to dig it up on our own. It's going to take every one of us. Because even myself trying to find what to bring on here, it's hard because there's a lot of old stories, a lot of questionable stories. There's a lot of stories that, you get struck on because they're wishy-washy. So that's why each and every one of us need to dig and dig deep, So if we don't hear it on here, well, we can't talk about it on here. At least you know. That's what I'm trying to get people to do. Look up your own. I could show videos, I could show tapes, I could show things all day long. And it wouldn't help because, it would either get struck or it would get fact checked, or they would say it's definitely not true. When they say it's not true, you can mark my word, it's probably true. Whatever they fight against the hardest is probably the closest to the truth. So it is really hard to fact check things because there's, like I said, so much conjecture, so much conspiracy, facts to complicate everything, make it look untrue, things interjected, where all we can do is just stand up and say, stop. No matter what's going on, just stop. Unite. Straighten up this country. Get it back to where we tell the truth and nothing but the truth. We forgot that, We're to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. They leave God out of it. We got to get back to those days. Put our trust in God. Straighten up this country. Do things right. If we just went back to the Constitution alone, it would be so much better. It's a great Constitution. There might be a few things we can improve on, but I don't know. It seems to cover between it and the Bible. Covers everything. Covers everything. Two most important documents in the world. One, the Bible, and number two, the Constitution. Then you may have the Magna Charta. I don't know what other countries have. I study world history, but they don't teach stuff like that. You know, you have to get on your own. And like I say, the modern Google, who knows what you might falsely, find out it's not really true. Twist your mind. Who knows what you come up with your research. Yep. And God's laws. And let me tell you, if you read them and you study it and think about it, it covers everything. The Ten Commandments cover everything. Everything in our life. 10 simple commandments. How can that be? It's true. It's true. Anybody want to come up here and say anything? The door's open. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I see these channels, they have 5, 6, 10 people on there. And talk a lot of nonsense, a lot of them talk a lot of fact. Why don't people want to get on here? I'm just asking. Make me feel bad. I'm lost, Nobby. I don't know what the 42 is either. I'm showing my intelligence today. I'm not, like I said, I'm lost on the 42. I don't know what you're saying. Anybody wants to put their link out there? Put your link. Any of my mods that have links, put them out there for people. If you can find your link by your name, put your name up there. However you find it. If anybody has nothing else to say, I'll say good night. You all have a good weekend. Oh, you're not a mod. I can change that. I guess standard. There you go. Now you got it. Plus. Yeah, I had to cut some of the. What do you think? Everybody's on here now, but 9. Should I open it back up where people can talk as long as they're decent? Or keep it the way it is? There's Party Bomb just StreamYard link. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but I had to do something. I could make it the Nobby show. There it is. Sorry, that might be why some people have hesitated, not been on here. It went way up the top. Oh, I didn't pin it. Could be a good reason. I did not pin it today. Sorry, guys. There's Chaplain. Everybody join Chaplain on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Talk about the Lord, fellowship in God. And on Sunday at 10 o'clock, also at the nursing home he goes
Morning. I mean, evening, everybody. Hello.
I can't hear. Oh, yeah, put my headphones on. Hang on. Okay, now maybe I can hear you.
Can you hear us there? All right.
I can hear you. Yep. Get these headphones right.
I've got a bit of echo. Just a second.
I had to invest on some speakers other than my monitor, TV monitor. For some reason it gets interference. Or get a
So
good ear. Go ahead.
We were talking about the 10, wasn't we?
Yeah.
And we were talking about the 40. I was talking about the 42, which was saying it's a bit more in depth. And it's the 42 divine principles of Ma. Have you ever heard of it before?
No.
You're going to hear from it now because I'm going to recite it all to you. You ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Here we go. Number 1, I have not committed sin. Comments are appreciated for everyone. So the number 1 rule is I have not committed sin, Kerry.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the number 2, I've not committed robbery with violence. I've not stolen is number 3. Number 4 is I've not slain men or women. Number 5 is I've not stolen food. Number 6, I've not swindled offerings. Number 7, they're getting heavier as they go along. I have not stolen from God or goddess. Number 8, I have not told lies. Number 9, I have not carried away food. Number 10, I have not cursed. God blimey. That's 10.
Now, by cursing, you're talking about putting a curse or something meaning harm to somebody.
Or a cursor. Yeah, I'm moving the cursor at the moment, aren't we? When we're on internet, the cursor, a mouse is a cursor, isn't it?
That's a cursor, but not a cursor.
Yeah. Okay, so number 11, I have not closed my ears to truth. Number 12, I have not committed adultery. Number 13, you've done this many a time, Kerry, I know, with that hair you've got.
Uh-oh.
I have not made anybody cry.
Well, I can't. No, I don't think any of us could say
that. Number 14, I have not felt sorrow without reason. You get them people are right miserable whatevers, aren't they?
Yeah, they feel sorry for themselves.
Yeah. Number 15,
yeah,
I've not assaulted anybody. Number 16, I'm not deceitful. Number 17, I've not stolen anybody's land. Number 18, tell this to your neighbours. I've never been an eavesdropper.
Oh,
Number 19. I have not falsely accused anybody. I know what you did, Kerry. You did it, didn't you? Hey? I
Did
know, I
what?
saw you. You did it. You did it.
No, probably
I've not
eavesdrop.
been, I've not been
I
angry
probably
without,
eavesdrop. You can't
I've
have
not
kids
been
without.
angry without reason.
Oh,
Oh, this one you gotta. I'm gonna have to put camera on for this one to see what colour your face is after me asking this one. I'm just bringing it out so I can see both of you and read this at the same time. Just give me a second. What number are we on now? I can't remember because I've just
I
shot.
don't know.
I'll go back to it. I have to find out where you are first. We have to have a look, see where you are. Oh, there you are. Oh, I'm in my room. Fair enough. Okay. Well, that's my ball of string, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
in
where
your
are we?
room.
Okay, so where were we?
You and your Red
Let's start
Cross.
this. We're up to that one. I think we're about 12 or 13, aren't we? Land.
Somewhere, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Excuse me.
I have not seduced anybody's wife. Oh no, is that number 21? Oh, that's it. Number 20. That was right. Number 20 is I've not been angry without reason. We're on 21.
Right.
I've not seduced anybody's wife is 21. Number 22. I have not polluted myself. How many amendments to that number 22 can you come up with?
Several.
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it?
Several, yeah. Yeah, you'd have to think about that quite a while.
Number 23. I have not terrorized anybody.
I don't know. Just looking at them might terrorize them.
24. I have not disobeyed the law. I have to stretch this because I can't hardly read it. Just give me a second. I have not been exclusively angry. Exclusively angry?
Exclusively.
I have not cursed a god or goddess. I've not behaved with violence. Not caused disruption of peace. These are just sort of getting a bit. I'll just go through these quickly, these ones. Not acted hastily without thought. Not overstepped my boundaries. Not exaggerated my words when speaking. Not worked with evil. Not used evil thoughts, words, or deeds. Not polluted the water. Not spoken languidly. Have not cursed anybody in thought, words, or deeds. We're nearly there. Number 37. I've not placed myself on a pedestal. There you are on YouTube, eh? Oh, I'm on YouTube as well, look. I'm on YouTube, look, as well. That's my pedestal. Oh, but that's a pedestal.
Yeah. We're doing
where are we now? We're nearly there. We're nearly finished it. Where's pen? Oh, there you go. 38.
I'm definitely not on a pedestal.
I have not stolen what belongs to God or goddesses. I've not stolen or disrespected. I've not stolen from or disrespected the dead, deceased. I've not taken food from a child. And I've not acted with insolence. There you go. Oh no, we've got another one. 42. The last one. I have not destroyed property belonging to a god or goddess. So yeah, the 10 and the 40, the 42, the one.
What is a goddess, though? If there's only one god, how can there be a goddess?
It's probably the love of your life, probably.
Yeah. What's that from?
It's the 42 laws of Ma. It's Egyptian.
Oh, okay. That's why it's the god and goddesses. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It goes back to the pharaohs and things like that.
Right, the pharaohs. It's like a lot of the Confucius stuff, you know. There's a lot of good out there in every type.
It's
religion,
Kemet.
you know.
Kemet, Kemet. And that chapter was chapter 30p of the Papyrus Annie entitled Chapter for Not Letting Auntie's Heart, hang on a minute, create opposition against himself.
Yeah, some of them was a little bit repetitious, but you know, all in all, you know.
Yeah.
A good thing to live by, yeah.
It's a good thing to read every now and again, and it gets you sort of. It's a lot more intense than the 10. If you read that every now and again, compared with the 10, I think that's heads up the best one.
Adds a little more. Yeah, look, adds a little more. That's why I'm saying.
And it's better for kids, I think, as well. But 10 is a bit like scaled out, isn't it? It's like,
But no,
one
not
is
really. If you go through each
Just
one and
big.
think of every instance, if you go through
Yeah,
every
yeah.
one of the 10 commandments and you go through
I'm not
every
arguing
instance,
it. It's just like it's
No.
just like it's just
it
I think
it
for
covers.
42, the 42 sort of spreads it out a bit more, whereas the 10 is a bit more like broader minded. I think. I don't know how you put
Yeah,
it, but yeah.
Well, it probably expands on the 10. You know, because if you think about the 10 and think about other meanings, and if you read through each one of the 10 commandments as is, yeah, it's not that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
But if you go each one individually and think about what each one of those says and what they can, what they branch out to and everything,
Yeah.
it covers everything. It covers it all. It's like, thou shalt not bear false witness.
Yeah.
No, that covers your lies. That covers everything, as far as, going to court and telling something that's not true. Yeah. Everything, anything coming to, saying something that is not factual or ever happened. You just have to break it down one by one. Think about
Yeah.
all the ramifications of each of the 10. And it actually covers just the same thing as you said in 42.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, some of that was repetitious, as far as the.
Yeah, all this, isn't it? But it's a good thing for kids, isn't it? For them to learn,
Yeah.
sort of thing, to have in their
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
I think it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
I know there's going to be a Florida beach on in a minute. Your Florida beach that you've been on.
Yeah, Clearwater
That's the one.
Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, I laid down. I wasn't on the panel when you brought that up. Me and my wife went to Clearwater Beach right after we first got married, and I fell asleep on Clearwater Beach, and she let me sleep. Because she was from North Carolina, she didn't know any better. And I got up. I was burned up. But I got sun poisoning and I was down. I swelled up like a pumpkin.
What was it? This in last decade or two then? This last 20 years or so?
Do what?
How many years ago was that?
This was, let's see, we were married 40 years, so it's about 50 now. So, yeah, it was about 50 years ago.
Oh, crikey, a long time ago, right?
A long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was 10.
I was talking.
You were only 20 odd yourself then. You're talking about, yeah? When you were only young man. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was about 24.
Yeah.
But Wendy was talking about the water. Anywhere you get, if you don't use the city water, any of the beach area cities, or you don't drink the water because it's like sulfury, nasty stuff. You drink bottled water, or you don't drink it because it will make you sick.
Yeah.
And it'll give you the runs.
There you go. Clearwater. Oh, I've missed it.
Clearwater.
So these all hotels here, these red tall structures, things.
They're all hotels.
All right. There aren't any film stars living there or out like that then.
Hey, who knows who's there? There's always somebody famous into there. You never know it. You walk by them and not. It's just like going to Disney.
This is
I used to go
sundown. Sorry,
I used
Kerry.
to go to Disney.
We've got delay. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Disney.
yeah, what,
Carry on.
18 seconds?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go to Disney once a year, whether I wanted to or not, because everybody gave me passes or got me in, or, people we know that worked at Disney.
Yeah.
We used to go and say, hey, I saw, don't I know you from TV? And act like everybody looks like, take pictures, pull all kinds of stunts on tourists here. Did you call that number today? Sorry. Did you call the number on that window today?
Oh no, I didn't know. I forgot.
I forgot. Oh.
Shall I call it now? Shall I call it now live on YouTube? Here you go. What time is it there now?
It's probably 5:31 in Chicago.
I need the area code for Chicago there. Did you know what that is? The plus number.
No. Well, I don't even know how to do that.
I'll go to your Google search it, then we'll have to go backwards and find the phone. Unless you put the phone number down for me, I'll go find out what the Chicago is from England.
I can't see it.
I'll go back to it. It's okay. Right, Chicago. Area code.
Did I have something the right way?
312 or 773. No, but from England. From England.
From England. Okay. Yeah, you all put it down there.
Oh, it's number 1 for America.
Number 1 for America. Oop. Yeah.
So it's +1. Then the area codes for Chicago, if 312 doesn't work, you may try 317 Crikey it. All right, it looks very difficult. Gonna have to get the proper area codes. We have to get the actual things. There's 10 variations of.
I know that's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe some other time.
Let's see if we can find an international number in America somewhere. Or I could phone up your nearest corner shop. Do you know a shopkeeper near yourself?
Yeah.
Do you know his name personally? I'll phone him up for England and they can say, hello, Mr. whatever your name is.
Chaplain singing us a song.
All right.
25 or 64.
I don't even know where we are.
25 or 62.
I can't even find a picture of where we are. Oh,
Chicago. I'm okay. Did you get that, Navi?
Hey, Jeffro, do you want me to phone somebody up from England? And I'll somebody that's actually in the public sector, if you know what I'm saying, with phone number on the street. That and I'll phone them up.
The chaplain's quoting Chicago.
Oh, the area code, yeah? For that street?
No. The song 25 or 64.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
we're getting crazy now.
Right, let's get that phone number. Where is it?
I don't know. I don't see it.
I think it's on this street somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it was right there. You go. I cut. Is that it? I'll cut for you.
Oh, here you go. 773. Oh, but it's really blurred at the end. 773 270 9 something. Yeah, it's really hard to work it out.
It's pretty bad. Oh. I can't even see that much.
It's number 3585, whatever that street is. And I can't even make out the name of the street. Is it Fleet Street or something? FL
Can't
something.
see it. I cannot see it at all.
Yeah, it's really
says old or red. I can't make it out. Brown.
Let's have a look around. No, you're not in the picture, Kerry. You're not there, so you won't know.
No.
It'd be a laugh if we saw you on that beach there, like that film's 40 year old.
Yeah, 50-year-old film. Yeah. For sure. You know, there have been things like that happen. I've seen a lot of where they've had pictures of people that married later and they found themselves on a
Oh,
picture
God. Yeah.
vacation together at the same time
Yeah.
because it's a small world, as they drive you crazy about in Disney. Have you ever been, you've never been to the States, right, Nobby?
No, 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 no. I dated a girl from Philadelphia though for about a year. She came and stayed with me for about a year from Philadelphia. She was a biker. Beautiful girl she was.
Uh-huh.
She stayed in
Philly
England.
girl.
Yeah, Philly girl, yeah. And
Yeah.
I fell in love with her because I had a BMW R87 800cc BMW. I saw her and said, well, yeah. She said, "Oh, give us a lift." I says, "No, you give me a lift." She jumped up front, took me around everything. That was it. She ended up staying with us for about a year and forgetting about America, if you know what I'm saying. But then eventually, visa caught her, if you know what I'm saying. The visa people got her.
So she probably had a pretty thick accent from Philly.
Oh yeah.
Because they do have a different type dialect there. I guess you'd call it dialect. I don't know. So between your Yorkshire and her Philly, a lot of accent.
Yeah. I was the dispatch rider in London at the time. But, yeah. Met her when we parked up. Met her when we parked up at Middle Piccadilly Circus. She says, "Oh, can I come up back your bike?" I says, well, "Do what you want," because she was so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? She could crash out. She said, "Can I ride it?" I says, "You do what you want."
Chaplin's in the singing mode. Hey, Carol, how you doing? We're just chilling out, talking about everything. Who's got the s'mores? Yeah, we need a s'mores for that part. For sure. But don't say that too loud around the chillin'. Don't hold us to it.
I won't be a minute. Whatever. I'm just going to go make a drink. I'm really dry as a bone.
Go
after
make a drink.
speaking that 42.
You mean it's not tea time? Oh, you're on mute. Who's got the s'mores? That sounds good. S'mores. There's the fairies. I like this video. The fairies. Looks like, yeah, could be flying around there. You think of England, you think about stuff like that. For some odd reason, I don't know. Pizza pie irons. Yeah, there you go. It's amazing some of the things that we think go on in England and what the English think goes on in the U.S. Like we still have cowboys and Indians, and we still have buffalo everywhere. We still have a lot of things, that been gone, for a long time. Popcorn by open fire. Yeah, I've been that quite a while. You used to love to put the popcorn in foil and put it in the coals, let it cook for a while, and then get it out, and you have corn on the cob. This would be about the time I like it in Ohio, where probably Michigan too, where you guys are, and the cold just starting to come in, and smell of apple butter and, apple butter festivals and you name it going on about this time of the year. All the little festivals here and there. Putting out, getting the fire going, throwing that jacket on, sitting around the fire. Here in Florida, it's still too warm at night to, sit around the fire. Summertime's not, it was second week of listen to me, October, we'll get our first cool down usually. Historically, usually it's the second week of October. It'll get down in the 60s. That sounds good. I've never even thought of that. Oh, that must be Navi. Navi took his mic off. I hear a boom. And
I'm skinning up. I've got boiling hot tea in my hand. I nearly burnt my hand, so yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Demonic Farms. Good to see you. Is it Zero? If you'd like, you can put some of these links up. For, people here. But yeah, I like the festival time in the autumn up north. I miss that a lot. Miss the changing of the leaves. Usually about as far as I get north, that time is in October, up around the Carolinas, maybe West Virginia. Get up there and see it. My sister-in-law used to live right off the Blue Ridge Parkway. Well, right on it, actually. She was right on the parkway. It was right there. You could see all the traffic coming out of the mountains there. And well, it's beautiful to change the leaves falling. And one time we went up there and we come from Charlotte, it was 70 degrees. We get up there, it was like 60 degrees in Boone. And woke up the next morning and there was a foot of snow on the ground. And still snowing. Oh, here, everybody. Here's Navi's love for hot dogs. If you haven't seen it before, and guess who he's
This has got audio though, hasn't it? I keep forgetting this.
Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney.
I love hot dogs. I love them outside of ones. I love hot dogs. I love them with baked beans. I love hot dogs. It's the best food there is, without question. I love hot dogs.
Remember, it's a massive film. I've got to keep the mouse moving so you can see it all.
Now, why would I want to go get beanies and weenies? Beanies and weenies. Kettle corn, yeah. Oh. You love hot dogs, Navi.
You do. You're American. We don't eat them over here.
I don't eat.
It's cruel.
I don't even eat it.
Dogs are for pets.
I rarely.
You're not meant to eat them. You just don't eat.
Yeah, Dan, he likes hot
Oh,
dogs.
that's what I've been building today. All day today.
Oh, cool. He's got hot dogs in there. I won't even touch. But no matter what they market, beef or pork or chicken, it's always something else. I mean, they got everything in it.
But whatever they want, just get rid of it because they know when they're trying to sell dog, they're not going to put dog on the label, are they? We're daft.
Hot Wheels, yeah.
Don't get people like you eating them.
Zero, if you got Hot Wheels' page, put it up there on the link, please, if you would. Or anybody else that's here, you might know. Yeah, Demonic has a good car, Hot Wheels page. I don't know about the name, it's kind of, but he goes and listens to Chaplin all the time on his services. Chaplin puts out a good word. If you haven't gone to see him, go listen to him. Very informative. And he stays on where he can talk and ask questions, go on his panel. But I think his panels are like mine. People just don't like to go on our panel. Wrong subject, I guess. We're not talking about people, and I don't like talking about people. Period. It's a no. So where are you on these videos? Where is this? Is it close to you, or you have to drive to it, or you drive to it?
This is me on my push bike riding from my home to my place that I play guitar.
Okay, yeah, that.
I'll take you back to my house on a minute.
Okay, give us a narrative. The row houses started in England.
That's my house just here on left. I've just come out my gate.
Just come out of your gate. Oh, cool. You live in a regular house, right?
Yeah, it's a council house.
I think I've seen it.
It's
long type house.
What one
long
bedroom,
type home.
ground floor flat. All these buildings are like 2-3 flats. There's one at ground floor, one at top floor.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've got
a ground floor one.
We have a lot of those, but they're 3-4 stories high.
Yeah.
Big, huge.
This is where I was born, within 50 meters of where the bike is now. My local school when I was a child is about another few seconds just up this road on left.
Uh-huh. Was that a one-room schoolhouse?
The school just at left of these bushes. That's where I used to go back in the 60s.
How big was it?
The school, it's a primary school for about 200 kids. And there's an infant school for about 200 kids, and there's a primary school for about 250 kids.
Okay, yeah.
So there's 4 to 7s, and then it's 7 to 11s, and then you move from there, you go to secondary school, don't you? In England, that's how it works.
Well, down south, there was a lot of there was a lot of one-room schoolhouses. And where I was in Ohio, we had a big school. It was called Horace Mann. Started from kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade. All in a 2-story building. The auditorium, and huge auditorium. Then I went to a smaller school that was right around the corner from where I lived for a couple of years here in between. Why they did that, It only went to 5th grade, so I spent 3rd and 5th there, Bad Jutes. First time was at Horace Mann, which is about a mile through a long field through like 3 foot of snow. 3 foot of snow to get there. I saw a picture online here a while back of, something comparable. Did you have to do this? Yes, I did, every winter. And my parents would come and get me if it rained. But, otherwise it was walking. We had a long shopping plaza. Going to school, it was to the left of where I was walking. We'd walk through the shopping center and window shop. Sometimes stop for long string licorice. where I junior policed. Where I junior policed, the corner there was like a five streets coming into one. It was like a yeah, I don't know what you call it. The streets, with the triangles, and in one triangle there was a confectionery where we'd get a whole bag of candy for a couple cents, 5 pieces for a penny, or
Yeah.
we'd load up there. We have a quarter. We were rich,
Yeah, we used to
Yeah,
get
big old-
four. We used to get 4 blackjacks or 4 fruit cocktails for a penny back in '60s when we were kids.
Yeah.
Because we used to have pennies, half pennies, and farthings back in them days.
And
And
I
farthings
love
were a quarter of a penny.
that
What?
long string cherry strings, the licorice strings, about 3 foot long.
Yeah. We used to have licorice pipes
Yep.
and licorice root
I like
as well. It's a stick, just chew on a stick.
Yeah. Ben
Stick of-
Franklin's. I
A
remember
stick
that.
of licorice.
Ben Franklin's, Walmart. But no, listen to me. What am I thinking? McCroy's, Woolworths. That's what it was. Woolworths. And that shopping center, we had a Woolworths. We had a Grant's.
Wonder of Woolies, eh?
Do what?
Wonder of Woolies.
Willie's. I've never heard of that.
Woolworths, it's their slogan.
Oh, Woolies. Yeah, Woolies. You're right.
The
Yeah.
Wonder of Woolies.
Yeah. Yeah, my cousins that live in West Virginia, they used to work McCroy's. I think every one of them worked for McCroy's. And they had their little soda shop and everything in them. Then I grew up in high school at a soda shop. It's a full type. Mix your cherry Coke and stuff, Not cherry Coke, cherry phosphate. Cherry Coke wasn't that, cherry phosphate, which was fantastic. Love those things. Get our milkshakes or our banana splits. That was a cherry phosphate. I see the kids with their ices, with their ices now mixing the different flavors at the store. We used to take our drinks and mix them all together, our Dr. Peppers, whatever flavor we was drinking, we'd mix them all together and drink them.
Yeah, beautiful ice cream shakes, aren't they? Ice cream's floats. I love them.
Oh, ice cream.
Nice.
Oh, man, yeah.
Ice
Root
cream
beer.
and soda. Or, as we
Root
call
beer
it, pop.
floats.
We call it pop, you call it soda, don't you?
Different places. If we're to just plain cold drinks or Coke, Coke could mean anything. Pepsi. Dr.
I've just been
Pepper.
drinking Dandelion and Burdock earlier on today.
Yeah, they got Pop.
Very
Pop.
Yorkshire.
I think where Carol lives is called Pop. Maybe where Chaplin lives. Not sure. But yeah, different names, different places. Down here, it's mainly cold drink. You want a cold drink? And
Hey, Jeffro, I imagine Kerry and Carol to be all living on the same street with church at end of the street, and you've been church dude.
yeah. Well, I live
But
not too far.
You're not. Are you anywhere near each other, Kerry?
No.
Are you anywhere near Jeffro?
No.
So I imagined you were all on the same street, sort of thing,
Yeah, I grew up not too far from Carol. And we were right in the same vicinity. In fact, I have friends where she lives, to this day. And, yeah.
Are you
It's a
in your
small
hometown now, then, Kerry?
Did you what?
Were you born in the town that you're in now?
Oh no. I was born in West Virginia.
All right.
I'm a real hillbilly.
All right.
Most of my family, my aunts and uncles and relatives like that were still in West Virginia. Now it's my cousins because all my aunts and uncles are gone, grandparents. But yeah, they're still in West Virginia. I was born in West Virginia, and then parents moved to Ohio when I was like a year old. And when I graduated, I moved to Florida. And I was 17 when I moved. I turned 17 in September after I graduated. I moved to Florida in December. I was going to go to Florida Technical School. For some reason or other, I didn't. I went to Bible college. Down in South Florida, a place called Oak Sound, near Jupiter, Stewart, West Palm Beach. Oh, that awful picture. Ah,
Oh, what's that? It's my hand.
how many are seeing this video for the first time? We have 8 people here. Nobby has some pretty good videos. I've seen them over and over and over, but still enjoy watching them. Born and raised in Ohio. Same town, Carol?
Yeah, I came back to Harrogate about 12 years ago when I could no longer work with this COPD that I had.
Uh-huh.
Working at cities and things, driving and stuff like that, you know.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, lunch, and supper. I've always called it breakfast, lunch, and supper. But you're right, pretty much.
It's breakfast, dinner, and tea.
Breakfast, dinner, and tea. I thought it was tea first.
And then it's supper.
What high tea? What they call high tea is what, around 10 o'clock? Am I right or
11's is that must be at 11 o'clock. That's when posh people do stuff.
11's? Uh-huh. You know, we
Have
always
you ever had 11's before, Kerry? Maybe we should have 11's tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
No, I never had that.
I've never been privileged. I should have had it by now. I'm 60. Crikey. I should have had 11's by now.
Never heard of it. Oh, okay. Oh, I know where it was. You told me before. I recall now.
11's is a short break for light refreshments, usually with tea or coffee, taken about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Carol was a place by canal.
You see, I put my posh voice on then. That was my telephone voice, that one.
Telephone voice. I don't know why I have a higher type voice. Being a bass, I don't understand it. But if I talk down lower, nobody would understand me or hear me. Uzbek, Texas. I've heard of that place. I think my whole family was West Virginia. Pretty much. other sisters was Ohio and Florida. When I graduated and come down here, my parents followed. They followed me.
Wasn't West Virginia a place where some dude belonged to before?
Where what?
What West Virginia, that place where that bloke belonged to? He got taken back to that place where he belonged.
Oh yeah, almost heaven. Yeah, I took a video down here at Gator Joe's on my birthday, and they were playing West Virginia.
Country Word.
Country Road. Yeah, that's a heck of a song from Florida.
Who was that? Who sang that? Was that Dolly Parton or a male Dolly Parton? I can't remember.
No, it was
It was a bloke, wasn't it? Was it Johnny Denver?
John Denver. Yeah,
It was, yeah.
yeah, he sang it first, and then Dolly did it later.
He was blind, that dude, wasn't he? See the thickness of his glasses.
He was, yeah.
You think
I'll
with
be
all
right
that money to get some glasses that work?
Now, carry on a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, crikey, I've got the show now.
Yeah.
I better report myself before I say anything wrong, man. So, Carol, I'll see if I can click on your name. Have you got a YouTube channel?
I was born in West Virginia. A lot of good people born in West Virginia. A lot of famous names, too. Can't remember the name of the guy, but he was the smartest mathematician ever, was born in West Virginia. A lot of famous movie stars. Yeah, the movie star Gene Simmons went to the high school I went to in Scranton. My ex-father-in-law passed away shortly after I married my first wife, or before I married my first wife. He used to take me to a guy named Mel Tillis's house in Denver, Florida, and introduced me to some guy named Roy Clark and Buck Owens and Johnny Cash. Not being into country western, I didn't know who the heck they were. But I sang.
Yeah, I just looked for you, Carol. I couldn't find you. Not that picture, anyway. What is the picture, anyway? What's the picture you've got there, Carol? It's two unrecognizable people because it's so tiny you can't see it. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about? I don't see nothing.
I'm just seeing, looking at Carol's picture, what it is, where it is.
Oh,
it's hard to see, isn't it?
here I sang Ring of Fire with Johnny Cash and didn't even know who he was. But I got to know who they were. Fortunately, Mel's gone now, so we don't go over there too much.
So about Johnny Cash, I was asking Mona last night, and I don't think she answered me. I was saying about Ring of Fire, yeah.
Ring of Fire,
Johnny Cash, and the story. Yeah, that one. I've got the story is behind it that Johnny Cash's younger brother or older brother was pulled into a timber cutting machine and it got split in two.
Oh,
And he died of agonizing pain in about a week's time or something.
hmm.
And that's when Johnny Cash came up with the Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire. Yeah.
Is that correct? I don't know because I'm in England.
I'm not sure. I've heard that, but I couldn't say 100%.
I thought
Yeah,
you lot in
Chaplain.
America you'd know truth. That's all.
Yeah. No, not really.
Right.
You're
Okay.
right. You're right, Chaplain. Reuben's from West Virginia. Right in the middle of the state, right in the beginning of not the beginning, but the highest part of the mountains going through West Virginia. Fairmont. Yeah, Mary Lou Etna. That's close to where I was born. Clarksburg. Clarksburg is right next to Fairmont. And yeah, Mary Lou Retton is from there. Very cool. Right. Man, Carol, we might be related.
All right, Carol. Yep.
We may be related with Fairmont, Clarksburg, and Canton. Yeah, where you live.
Great Uncle Kerry.
Yeah. 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 It's a small world, I'm telling you.
You've both got the same twinkle in your eyes.
Twinkle in my eyes. That's what I tell the kids when they say, well, was I born? No, you were just a twinkle in my eyes. They say, what? I love it. They just say, what? Yeah. Just some of the sayings we come up with. Oh, boy. Oh, we've been on 7 o'clock. Oh, the quarter's starting soon.
It's midnight here.
Everybody-
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Oh,
What day
it's
is it?
midnight. Saturday.
It's Saturday, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I tell you, a lot of good memories. I tell you, a lot of good memories. A lot of bad memories, but more good. Thank goodness. Hopefully, we're all the same. I know some people have a really hard time. But one thing we need to really put in our prayers is the J6ers. Poor guys going through. It's for sure. It's getting, yeah. It's we got a lot of history together, being separate. But let's all remember the J6s in our prayers and hope they get out of that and get pardoned and
They've been in prison for lifetime already, haven't they?
just about 3 years is a lifetime. That's more than probably most cases.
Yeah.
Going 3 years is
Plus they've been
quite a while.
tortured and drugged and internally manipulated.
Right. They put them in solitary confinement for everything, and they take away their privileges for everything, and they never know one day from the next what's going to happen to them.
Well, they would. They've
And
just
they're
they've got Lagactyl and things in the food. Remember?
Who knows? But when
Well,
I
they
heard,
have.
that really tore me up when I heard that they can't they can't shave or cut their hair.
No. They can't do fuck up. Oh, sorry, I didn't swap. And it did hook all then.
Yeah. But anything like that, they're trying to make them look like a sorry bunch of insurrectionists, like terrorists. They're trying to make them look the part.
And then the Mental Health Act will come out on them, won't it?
Yeah. Okay.
And
yeah, Zero's probably gone already too. You guys have a good time. I will probably lay down and crash out myself. Been one of those days. I was just thinking, I don't know what I told you or not last night, Rob. Nobby or not. I should say Kanabi.
No. I'll call you Canary.
Hey, that'll work. That'll work. I've never had a nickname
Canary Hairy.
until they come up with the Gandalf.
No, I don't know what you're talking. What are you on about again? Let's start again.
Oh,
What
anyway.
you saying?
Anyway, what I was saying last night, I've been wondering, why I still feel bad. I got to thinking I had that surgery 1 month and 2 weeks ago. It's
Yeah.
only been 6 weeks. It's only been 6 weeks, and I'm raring to go. I've done things that I probably shouldn't have.
You got your body back then.
Huh?
You got your body back, yeah.
It's
It's
getting
it's unhospitalized. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I'm not hospitalized. It just.
I mean to say,
I
is
feel-
your body feeling itself now? It's not no longer underneath like hospital treatment.
Right. No. It's going on.
You've got
its
yourself
own.
back, yeah. You
But
got
I'm
yourself
still-
under control.
I'm
Yeah.
still raring to go much more, than I should be, because the doctor said 3 months, and it ain't been a month and a half, so I'm only halfway through it.
Yeah.
I guess we're all that way, raring to go, and because I keep wondering, why does it still hurt there? Why do I still, why does, yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you know, but my pancreas is totally broken. If you know what I'm saying,
Uh-huh.
without
Yeah.
swearing.
Yeah.
I'm to sit cross-legged all my life virtually just to put pressure on it to be able to take a bit of pain away. And the amount of pain that I do take away from it is with herbs. You know what I'm saying? That's
Uh-huh.
the reason. That's the reason why I'm a cannabis patient in England, and it works 100%. It takes away the pain completely.
Yeah.
So I can
Now,
live my life normally. But we're talking
That
about
was-
the peptides and my lung disease. Within 6 days of the treatment, I've been given 7.5 years to live, and this was like 4 years ago. I had lung capacity of about 1 1/3 lung. 6
Yeah.
days after taking them, what we've been talking about, I'm now on the way to recovery, which the doctors were saying it's absolutely impossible. There's no turning back. You're going to get
I
worse
know
and die.
It makes you wonder.
So I really urge that you try this, Kerry. It's harmless.
Yeah.
You know that, yeah. It's a matter of what $60-$80 to try it out, and you'll never turn back. And
Like
there's
the
ways
doctors-
there's ways of getting it for free, and there's ways of getting it.
Uh-huh.
How
Yeah,
did
I'll
I manage
send-
to? I managed to get 2 years supply of it for myself.
Oh,
They're 2.5 grand's worth.
uh-huh. I'll send you my address, and
Yeah.
we get.
I've been looking into that just whilst we've been talking. And it's absolutely impossible for me to do it, Kerry, because it's $75 just for postage, just to send like
Oh,
20
Yeah, and then
grams
you
of
get-
stuff. Just to
then
send
they-
an envelope.
is it legal through customs and everything?
The thing is, I'd have to take it through DHL to make it legal and tell them exactly what
Yeah.
is peptides.
Right.
If I put it through Royal Mail, it's then Royal Mail go, oh, what's inside it, and they open it up.
What's inside?
Or if
and
you
tear it out.
do it through DHL and tell them exactly what it is inside, it's okay. But it's
We'll have to find
45
out.
to 70. It's 45 to 70 quid, $70 to post it to you. So it hands it to you.
Send me the brand name. The brand names on email.
I've given you the link to the actual shop in America that sells it. You can get a 20-day trial for $90.
Oh, really?
Which-
Okay.
Which I really urge you to try. And in 6 days, and as I said to you,
I haven't
I
seen
will reimburse you for up to 10 pills, because I'm saying you ought to try out 10, which is like $30-$40 worth,
Mhm.
And if it doesn't help you, I told you I'd pay you the money back. I know that it's going to work.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
confident I am.
Right.
So therefore,
I
you
appreciate
to
it.
gamble $90 or whatever dollars it is, you can buy the actual same product that I'm on in America. I've been speaking
I
to
have
the
to go
actual.
back through all the emails, or send me the link again, because
I was live chatting to the people as we've been speaking here, That's
Uh-huh.
what I've been doing. And I
Oh,
was saying to them, like, how much is it to send? They're saying, well, if you're buying it, it has to come from England and go to there. So it's best off if you buy it from America and send it that way.
from
'Cause
America.
you
Yeah,
get, you get free postage, I guess.
that's true. That's absolutely true.
So it's it's not a £90 gamble. It's just a £90 thing that you can try out to see if it. I know that it'll be beneficial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hearing your testimony of it, and hearing others online, and,
You've started to read about it, yeah.
The doctors tell you, your lungs cannot heal themselves, but other people
Exactly.
are,
Yeah.
saying
60. Look, where are you? I was on 1 1/3 lung. Yeah, well, you're not as bad as what I was.
Mm-mm.
You know,
No.
I couldn't even walk to my kitchen a few months ago, a year or so ago. You know,
Uh-huh.
I couldn't even stand up to have a shower. I had to sit down every 5 6 seconds. You know.
Now the inhalers.
That's why I stopped work, because I was absolutely destroyed.
Mhm.
I couldn't stand up for more than like 45 seconds without being like legs shaking, out of breath, near on having a heart attack. But in a heart attack, it's just that you're out of breath. You know.
The inhalers help, but then they wear
Yeah,
off,
but
and you're back to pumping.
I've thrown them away monthly from NHS pharmacy stuff and the steroid ones. Yeah, they worked quite well with the steroid ones, but then you've got to think that you're on steroids. That isn't natural.
Yeah.
That isn't a natural Nobby, and that isn't a natural Kerry. That is slightly adulterated. Yeah.
Right.
Whereas,
Right,
like you know what peptides are. It's just a beef burger and a pill. It's just part of a 1-year-old cow. Simple as.
Mm-hmm.
But they catch the peptides from the animal when it's a year old, when it's at its prime growth spurt. You put them pills inside, they just feel magically on. It really, really work. You know, really do.
As long as they don't torture them.
No. They're the most well looked after cows, because they only live a year, so they live like
Yeah.
you know.
You're right. They're our food product.
Remember, bacon is God's food to human beings.
Yeah.
Meat is food. Meat is food for every animal, no matter if you're human or another animal. You know?
The vicious cycle.
And if you got wings, you can catch stuff a lot better than if you've only got legs. And if you've got, and if you've got machines and a brain, you can probably catch anything you want, because we've got machines, haven't we, and guns and things like that. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But monkeys they make tools and things, don't they?
Yep.
So, yeah.
It could be the monkeys. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
I know it's a dog world in America, but
dog world in America. The whole world.
Only in America.
The whole world as we know it. I mean, the stuff we do and go through. Wow, amazes me. And we put so much trust on it and everything. Oh. Okay, well, I'm going to shut her down. Everybody have a good night. Hope they enjoyed the night. We'll have to do this more often.
I'll email you that link for America, yeah?
Okay, yeah. Email it to me.
But I think we're forgetting about posting you some for free, like.
Yeah.
It's $100 just to send you like 5 grams or whatever.
Yeah, no, don't go to that.
I thought it'd be like £3. You know?
What is a quid to the dollar? I don't know either.
1.7 or something dollars to quid, I think.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. It's usually about double ish, I think.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Chaplain Jethro and Zero is going to do their truck simulation at 8 o'clock. go and join them there.
I used to do racing sim many years ago, about 4, 5, 6 years ago. I just got enough of it. Like I overplayed it, doing all them simulators. I've got a great big simulator rig next door in my front room. I never had to use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you over all the controllers and everything.
I'm into remote control cars now. It's more fun because you take them out with you and put cameras on them and things.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing all week is build this new car.
But all this stuff on the computer, there's too many buttons and knobs. Yeah. My body and mind don't work that much together anymore. Unfortunately.
Well, that was quite an educational YouTube night. That was Kerry one. It was a good one.
Yep.
Good show.
Thank you very much. Yep. I'll probably see you later on Wendy.
I'll see if I can do a video tomorrow. Do you want anything? Do you want to put anything in my next video? Any requests?
I don't know.
Not music. I'm talking about images. You know, films, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever hits your fancy.
Oh, that's what I always do. Yeah. I was thinking. I was thinking about you yesterday with Florida, wasn't it? Now I put some Florida in that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite truck? What was the first truck that you drove?
First truck I drove?
I'll put one of them in my next video. And what colour was it?
Oh, I've driven about everything.
No, your first one.
First one? I can't
remember. First big, yeah, them big American trucks we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, let me see. My first big one was
a Pilbert or whatever they're called.
Yeah. My first big one was probably a Kenworth.
Oh, Kenworth, yeah.
It was yellow.
Let me write this down then, Kenworth.
It was yellow.
What year was this then? When you were 20s or 30s? How old was you when you got your license?
This was back in probably early 70s. 60s
so should we look for a yellow Kenworth 1973?
Yeah, that'd be good.
1973 yellow Kenworth.
Yeah. Because I was shuttling trucks and trailers around for a trucking company.
Like this one here. Yeah. Hang on a minute. I'll just have a look before you turn off. I've got a picture of one here. I want you to have to see if it's good or not.
Right.
Here we go. This page here. And I've got to allow some. I don't know what, but it won't let me copy the page. Copy. There you go. Paste. I'll see if I can get some movies of some trucks like that one. If that looks anything like your truck.
Oh, okay, get it on.
Oh, have you got any better pictures? Gives a link up. There, Carol.
Where do you have it?
I've put in normal chat. I put a link to a picture of a yellow 1973 Kenworth. I think. Let's double click and make sure. Yeah. 1973 Kenworth W900A.
Oh, okay. It took me to a channel and said, that's about like it.
Is that what type it is? Cool. I'll get some film of that type of truck then and put it in my next video.
Yeah, sure, all types like that, you know.
Hopefully driving through Florida. You never know. You might be able to catch a picture of you in your Kenworth in 1973 that you didn't know you filmed you of.
If it says Bill Hurd Trucking, it could be. Yeah. Yep. Okay, guys. I'm going to call it. Y'all have a good one. Happy weekend.
Catch you later.
Yeah, Gary has a Kenworth. If you haven't checked out Gary's channel, check it out. Yep. Yeah, Ernie has the Peterbilt. Nice Peterbilt. I was hoping he'd get by here the last couple of days, but it went all the way around me. All the way around me, so I couldn't meet up with him. But I'll catch him next time. Anyway, y'all, good night. Have a blessed weekend. See you Monday, if not sooner. Bye now.